Okay, so today we're taking a look at a Graves mid game, uh, just to see how Graves mid is performing against traditional mages. So it looks like we're going with the E start on Graves mid. Makes sense to me. Lets you play aggressive, especially on a mage laner. We also have the fleet footwork to keep ourselves healthy, which is really useful on Graves. So normally I would expect probably is waiting for, looks like Zoe to use an ability, then she goes to trade on her. I would expect that you would probably be playing this lane a lot more aggressively because the Zoe is definitely going to lose the Graves early game, level 1. So you should be able to play a lot more forward. If you're waiting to hit level 2, it's a little bit more dangerous because then Zoe gets the defensive tool of having her E up so she can sleep you. This game and more being streamed over on my Twitch. Submit your games in my Discord for review. Yeah, anytime she's using her abilities, you just go walk up and try and hit her. Also, you're letting her Q is down there. Obviously, you could get E'd, but you could probably even like walk up and hit her with something. Now that you're 3, I mean, Zoe seems to have probably like really survived. I feel like the rough part of this lane without even a scratch. So I don't see how it's gonna get better for you here. Get a good trade back. You are in the minions, so it's a little bit harder for her to get some damage down on you. Yeah, it is your game. I was just looking for something, so. Graves does have the ability to play with his jungler, so you can roam into their side, but usually you want to play with your jungler. It looks like your jungler just gave up, wanted to go clear his Krugs before Scuttle spawns. So I think what you should be looking for when you're playing this, because it just seems like Zoe would have a rough time into this. Like, yeah, you probably want to power shove because Zoe doesn't have really great wave clear. Her wave clear with her Q, she can't actually clear either the range minions or the melee minions very effectively. It doesn't get it to within 1 auto early game for towers unless it's the empowered auto. So yeah, you probably want to just be shoving her in, especially because you got your fleet footwork. I would have expected you to, like, you could possibly just go trade on her because you're gonna sustain it back up, whereas she can't. It's a good defensive W, make her a little bit blind, makes it a lot harder for her to hit. Good fleet footwork trade back. You just want to be like messing around with her, making sure that she's taking damage, because you're just gonna overtime sustain it back up. I'm assuming you also have Doran's blade, so you have double sustain set up here, plus TP. Like, there's not really any ignite kill threat, so you just want to be making sure she's losing as much CS to tower here. You can see right there with that Q, like, none of those minions are actually killable by her under tower. So you just hyper shove her in anytime your Q's on cooldown. If you can get the Q on her as well, that's bonus, but shoving her in is just going to make her fall further and further behind in gold. Getting behind your minions, that's good. That makes her play way too forward. She already used the E. You should be able to get out of this. Ooh, just a little bit unlucky. Ooh, really, really unlucky there. It was very close. I think you did the correct thing. I mean, she had no E anymore. You dropped smoke screen on, I think, Lee Sin. He just hit the blind Q. Could have definitely flashed the Q before it landed you, but you probably thought, like, maybe if you got under turret, you could trade back 1-for-1, which is fine because you actually want the gold. Would have been a shutdown gold transfer too. Your jungler does pick up the kill. You get your TP back. You get to pick up this huge wave. think here. Got your Vamp Scepter, you got even more sustain, so I expect from here on you should be trading on her more heavily. That's good. Fight the shit out of her. She doesn't have the sustain you do. She just used her free flash from the minion wave for no real reason. Could have used it for more damage on you. So now you're just going to get the sustain up. Keep shoving that lane in. Should still be hard for her to CS it. I don't think her Q full clears the range creeps just still with that gold because she just rushed Sword Shoes. Make sure you're using your optimal Qs. You want to hit the entirety of the wave whenever you use it. As you can see, she's already having trouble with their wave clear. So anytime the waves like just show up and meet, you can literally just Q the whole thing. That little chip damage you're getting at the start of the Q, not really worth it on her unless you're hitting her with the minions. If you can get a full Q, like hit it in the wall so that it instant procs, it's fine. But just like the beginning chip Qs, they don't do anything. See here, I don't know. You seem to be playing a little bit passive here, just like you're a little bit afraid of her. You do see this pink ward, that's definitely dropped because she wants to have Lee Sin gank you from there. Honestly, her Qs do more damage at range. If she's landing bubbles on you, you don't actually want to run away. You actually can run into her if you know that Lee Sin's not with her. You'll take less damage, and then as soon as you come out of that sleepy time, like you're gonna get a good trade back and good sustain. So the further you go away, the more damage you take. Definitely want to be like, I think the primary way that you're going to win this matchup is you're going to be getting this guy shoved in. You're going to be taking either tower plates or looking for roaming opportunities. Just because she can't really step up and fight you, and she can't wave clear effectively like you can. So you have really good AoE wave clear that can like keep the tower under pressure always, and then you can play in the enemy jungle. You can take their raptors on repeat and shit like that. I think that would have been the way better way to play this. You can see there she's just she's missing tons of minions on her tower still. I don't think it's your job to help him with the dragon. Bot lane are already coming up. You can just go mid, get your pressure still. You don't want to keep you don't want to let Zoe get a free wave clear off and then try and get a reset off. Keep her pressured. You can see your Q clears the entirety of the range minions at this point. So if you hit it exactly correctly, like she has no window to really shove. Plus you've got the mana like the attrition war right now, so yeah, I mean like just like even this is a fine reset, but I don't think it's on a cannon wave. So she will be able to get this shoved out if she wants to. I don't know what you have. Do you have inspiration boots? I think you do. Because otherwise I would also buy boots here. But yeah, just like you don't scale as well as her. So this is like your strong point really. Grace is really strong early. You want to be pressuring her, like fighting her, and because you bought all the sustained, like you shouldn't be afraid of taking her damage. Especially because you know, like, it doesn't look like Lee Sin's going to be coming from the bot side, so you can really play into bot side river defensively if, like, Lee Sin hops over a wall or something on top side. I think we want to fight that. I guess Renekton's too far away. It would have been probably a bait. Felt like you could have probably eat over the wall with the Echo and maybe burst the Lee Sin and then had an opportunity to get back over the wall. Especially because you already committed to like going over there with him. You were gonna check the Rift Herald. So Zoe's already survived the part of the lane where she would be struggling, and now you're flashless under turret. So definitely a risky position that you're in here. You want to wave clear with Q if you can, but she might look for an all-in. Now you know her bubble's down, you can walk forward, you can clear the wave. I would reset here because you have TP up and they have this cannon wave. You can look for a Q ult to try and clear the wave, but... Okay, at least we live. Was a little risky there. Graves' ult's not really long cooldown, so it's like you can just throw it to wave clear there when you're in bad situations. It's, at level 1, it's only 100 seconds, so... Good collapse. Should be able to kill this Poppy. Maybe not. Oh, this is crazy. That's a good shutdown. Collecting that 800 gold shutdown is probably going to help you out. I think on your next back, probably just because of how much damage Zoe is doing to you. I mean, you could definitely pick up, you could go Merc Treads in this matchup, so that way when you're getting CC'd like this by Poppy and the Zoe, you can reduce that. Either that or go a quick Hex Drinker. Don't finish the mob, but Hex Drinker is definitely valid. Gives you a little bit of sustain. You can see how quickly, like, if you were shoving this lane, like, you can take a turret plate. Like, you just autoed that twice and almost took the turret plate there, so... Trying to come help your jungler here. Hopefully you can save his life. Bot lane should be coming up. Definitely don't want to give it, but it looks like they're going to get it anyways. Very nicely played fight there, using your ultimate when, Oh, you can't Hex Drinker with Shield Bow? The same passive? My bad. Using your ult when the Q finally hit you from Lee Sin to actually get yourself some spacing. You definitely want to be on the sides now, and it's good that you're already recognizing that because bot lane were able to take the enemy turret with their pressure. Bot lane's doing well. You don't want to be you want to be in the long lane because you're E. You can chase people down. Zoe's probably not going to match you in the side waves, so you're probably going to end up being against the Aatrox or the Twitch if the Twitch is just like tilt pushing. Should be fine against both. Aatrox is in the head. You have mobility to really get out of his moves. So, let's see here. Probably, I don't know how much gold you had when you were in base, but if you're going to be on the side lane, I think you have a pink ward down. It might be in the bot side mid. It might be somebody else's pink ward. If you didn't, you can place it in the try, give yourself some coverage, especially helps her when Poppy or somebody's coming down. You can tell it. The fact that Aatrox just started like walking past the wave there, something fishy was going on. It set off your radar. That's why you're balking back. Looks like he might have just been griefing though, which is unusual, but that's definitely what he's doing. You can see the whole enemy team, though, now. You should be playing forward. You can see 3 top, you see 1 mid. So it's just you versus Aatrox, and you're going to win. It's very unlikely he's going to beat you. you played that a little bit better, you probably didn't have to flash it because you just literally flashed in place there. Yeah, if you played that fight better, you would have won. Just unfortunate. Now, you're the only person on the team who could possibly have TP, and you're not really that useful in a fight for the Rift Herald, specifically right there, so it makes sense for you to be on the long side. You always want to be on the opposite side of the objective. Renekton should be the team fighter for the team, just because he's got way more utility for the team fight. You're more of a 1v1 champ, possibly getting a burst off on somebody who doesn't notice you're there. Honestly, if Zoe's going to be matching you, that's actually better for your team, because your Renekton has armor, and everybody else only does 80 damage, so. You can see Lee Sin's making his way into his bot side. You can also see there's 3 people there. You can back up a little bit. Don't need to back up this much. A little bit too much respect. Dragon is coming up. If possible, you would want to swap with Renekton to top side. I see the whole team is there. If you ping Dragon, looks like the enemy team are already setting up for it. If you ping Dragon, then reset and you go top and you ping Renekton on Dragon, hopefully he would listen to you. Be a much better scenario for you to be on top side right now. Wow, that was a sneaky rat to get there. I think you live. Yeah, the Twitch had a really good stealth to get there. He was actually really close to you, but he ended up just inting his life away, which should mean that the dragon is yours. Sona is dead, but Sona isn't that important as a Twitch, I would imagine. So Echo's looking to try and kill Zoe. Not really what he should be doing. Okay. Oh. I think you can trade kill. Should mean the dragon is yours. Your team is returned, set up all the pressure, or basically all come back in. The enemy team has to all recall, so you want to start it up around the time your jungler starts making their way over. Zoe TP'd into the dragon. Okay. So right there, the Aatrox W is on you. You used your E to get over the wall before the Aatrox W finished, which is just puts you back in his face with no movement ability besides your ults. You know what I mean? Just wait. If you're gonna use your E, wait it out until it already lands. It completes its chain. After your team takes Dragon here, you want to be continuing to be on the bot side because Baron's on the far side, the only neutral objective up. You don't have TP up, but you've got a lot of pressure here. You can just instantly take a turret. The enemy team's TP, Zoe just used it for at the Dragon, so at most it could be Aatrox who would be coming to match you, which once again should be easy for you to deal with. Makes sense to guarantee the charge here, but honestly, after that, your team probably should just be going to the Baron. And then you should be going bot lane. By the time you get to this Baron, your team is... Oh my goodness, it looks like everybody's gonna die. Yeah, so because your team didn't fall off to go to that, you're unable to take the Baron, which would have been a free Baron for you. Plus, you would have had mid lane inhibitor turret down at the worst. Uh, Unlucky. You want to be going bot lane still. You want to be on the far side of the neutral objective with TP. And your TP is not up yet, but neither is anybody's on the enemy team. So somebody should have vision down there. I don't think that they're already on it. You did see one of their damage dealers was mid. I think it was Twitch. They're definitely not doing it without Twitch, and if they are, they're not. It's not doing it even remotely fast. Somebody needs to get some vision down on that Baron, though. Should be Sona. Lee Sin goes way too hard, way too aggressive. Just kite out of this fight. Looks like your team should be fine here. Do a lot of healing with that build. I don't think anybody does. Nobody on the enemy team have healing reduction? No, of course not. I'd honestly, you could have reset and then even TP'd mid here and like won the game. Oh, you're TPing at like 0% HP? I don't think that's very good. I guess you can heal off the minions, so... and that's the game. Didn't really play into your lane strengths as much, but, like, I mean, at the end of the day, a dub is a dub. I think, like, just recognizing, like, that Zoe doesn't have great wave clear as a mage early. If you were just shoving with your Q, you would have had so much more lane pressure. You probably would have even taken like 1 or 2 plates off of her, which would have been really helpful for you. Join my Discord and submit your games for the next VOD review.